I'm Jess Montgomery, and I'm the author of the Kinship Mystery Series set in 1920s Appalachia, Ohio, and published by Minotaur Books. The Kinship series was inspired by Ohio's true first female sheriff in 1925 in Vinton County, Maud Collins. Maud became sheriff in real life when her husband, Fletcher, was sadly killed in the line of duty, and she went on to serve a full term in her own right and have a career in law enforcement. In my series, like I said, inspired by Maud, Lily Ross also becomes sheriff when her husband, Daniel, is killed in the line of duty. But in my fictional version, she doesn't know who killed Daniel or why, and she very much wants to find out. So that is the subject of the first book, introducing Lily Ross, sheriff, in The Widows. And as Lily investigates, she discovers all kinds of interesting things about her community and her family that weave together. So the story is set against the backdrop of coal mining, workers' rights, women's rights. She meets and works with an unlikely friend named Marvina, who was a friend of Daniel's that Lily was not aware of until after his passing. And together they solve the crime of who killed Daniel and why. In my next book, The Hollows, I have to show you my beautiful book cover. In The Hollows, Lily is running for sheriff in her own right now in fall of 1926. And in this particular novel, an elderly lady is found dead alongside a train track in the spooky and interesting haunted Moonvale Tunnel, based on the true life Moonville Tunnel and Moonville Village in southeastern Ohio. And she, again, discovers some fascinating and terrifying things about her community. And in this book, she works alongside another friend, longtime friend, Hildy. So these books are called the Kinship Mystery Series, partly because the town that is the county seat of my fictional Bronwyn County, where Lily serves as sheriff, is called Kinship, but also symbolically, because in each book, Lily is the main narrator, but also shares the narration of the story with another person from her community. These books are very much about the joy and the tension, and sometimes the conflict that comes from being an individual, having individual needs and goals, and how those can bump up against the desires of the community, and yet how community can also help us as individuals. And I think we're all experiencing a bit of that now in these very fascinating times that we live in about community and individuality and how those things work together. So I'm excited to be part of this year's Ohioana Book Festival. Thank you to Ohioana for all the hard work that you've put into bringing us together as a community in these unprecedented times. Thank you for including me in the festival. I'm very much looking forward to being part of it and to as a writer, but also as a reader, and to meeting some new friends and new fans, I hope. Again, I'm Jess Montgomery. You can find out more about my books at www.jessmontgomeryauthor.com or find me on Facebook. I have a little community there on my Facebook page and in my Facebook group. And also, you know, we kind of chat with each other. I share pie recipes. We talk about books we like. So find me on Facebook. And find me on my website. There are lots of ways to stay in touch and build the community, the kinship, if you will. So again, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the festival.